everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jessica and you are here because you want to see my Fab 5 weekly faves. This week I have absolutely no fails. I've been loving everything I've been using pretty much for the most part. I tried one thing, but I only tried it once, so we won't even talk about it yet. I still need some time to judge it. Otherwise, I have absolutely been loving a bunch of stuff this week. I'm really excited to share it all with you. So without further ado, let's get into it. So the first thing I'm loving, I'm going to start with a tool, and then we'll get into some other stuff. But first thing is a tool, and I'm going to continue on my kick from last week, which was a Sony Kashuk kick. Last week I showed the new 15-year anniversary 15-piece brush set or collection that was released. This week I'm talking about this one, and this is, all I know is it's called the number 130 brush. I forget if it's like a domed buffer or like a soft buffer. All I know is you can see it kind of has a duo fiber look, but it's not duo fiber. It's really, really dense. There's a lot of bristles to it, but it is soft as can be. You can use this for blush, you can use it for powder, you can use it for bronzer. I'm using it for foundation. It can be used with cream and liquid products. I am absolutely loving it, and to be honest, I've been using it with several different foundations this week. One of them being Revlon Color Stay. This is so soft on my face, I can hardly feel it. It's like light as a feather when I'm applying my foundation, and it gives it such an airbrush look so quickly. It covers so much ground that within no time my foundation's completely worked out and nice and even and feels thin as anything and light as anything on my skin. So I will post all the information for everything below like I normally do. I will put a link down for Target where you can get this brush, since that's where you can get Sony Kashuk, but I do highly recommend it, and it was $12.99, so you can't do better than that. Next thing I'm loving is a hair item, and it's actually a new hair item. I went into the store simply because I got an ad in the paper that this was released. I got the monthly circular. I've said it before, and I'll probably say it a million more times. Since I'm licensed, I get to go into certain stores that you must have a cosmetology license in order to get into. So one of those is called Salon Centric in the state of New Jersey. That's where I went the other day, and the reason why is because I got their monthly circular informing me that Sexy Hair was coming out with a new product. So the line is Style Sexy Hair. They have Big Sexy Hair. They have, what do they have? Healthy Sexy Hair. So this is apparently a new product. I wasn't familiar with the line. I'm not really familiar with the packaging, but I did see a bunch of other products in the same kind of colored packaging, different like molding pastes and waxes and some other sprays and heat protectants. So I don't know if it's a whole new line, but this is 100% a new product. This is called H2No, so H2NO. So this is essentially a 3-day style saver. This is something that you can put in your hair, and this itself will either last up to 3 days, or you can just get 3-day wear out of straight hair or styled hair, however it is that you want to continue to use it with the dry shampoo. It is a dry shampoo, however, I am actually really impressed and still slightly confused. I did spray it in my hair, and there's no color. Like, I mean, you see like a slight cast or slight glaze, like you know there's a powdered product on there. Just, I think more so because the shine or texture of the hair changes slightly. But in all honesty, there is no white cast. A very little bit goes a very long way. It definitely, I mean, I was able to put some volume into my hair today with basically a long day. I was able to put some volume into my hair today, basically without really any teasing and just some pins in the back, and it's been staying up all day, and I've never had an issue where the hair just doesn't fall out at some point. So this, I feel, gives it really good hold, but not like hairspray hold, just like I feel like my hair can handle any style I'm going to do with it. It definitely took away any of the oil and grease, made my hair look nice and clean right off the bat, but my hair's like pliable and moldable, and I can do more with it, which is definitely good for me since I have difficulty styling my own hair. I found that, you know, the slightest tweak or move to a hairstyle and it seems to be able to hold it a little bit better. But at the same rate, yesterday was second day hair, today is third day hair. Yesterday was second day hair. I used a little bit of this, I kind of zhuzhed it, and I wore my hair down again. I wore it down without pulling any of it back, without hiding any of the roots, and it definitely gave me more volume. So, so far so good. Really confused how I was able to do that without any kind of cast. And if you're familiar with Sexy Hair, the Big Sexy Hair has a volumizing dry shampoo, and that has like clay in it. I really feel build up when I use that, to the point that I don't always really enjoy it. I kind of used it more when I do updos on myself, but I think this is like my new winning one. This may not be the best price-wise. It was $10, so it may not be the best for, you know, just regular run-of-the-mill if I am going to leave my hair down straight, but definitely if I'm putting my hair up, or I think I'm going to add curl to it, I'm really curious to see how this holds curl, so I will let you know. And now we're into the makeup. So first thing, I will start with the most expensive, is one thing that I did purchase at that Sephora VIB Rouge event, and that is the Hourglass palette. I could not avoid this baby any longer. This is the ambient palette, or ambient lighting palette. So this basically comes with 3 powders. This one is, and I have to try and remember which is which. So this one is Radiant Light? I guess so. This one, all the way to the left, is Radiant Light. This is what I use. It has the least amount of shimmer. It's perfect to put underneath my eyes to set my under eye concealer, and it definitely blurs out any fine lines and wrinkles and just gives you a perfected look. The middle one is the limited edition one, or the one that I think is just only available in this palette. That's Incandescent Light. That's the one that I use as a highlighter. That has a gorgeous shimmer to it and a nice pearlescent shade. And then this one is called Dim Light, and this is like a bronze highlight almost, except it definitely comes out a little too dark toned for a highlight. However, it is kind of peachy toned. It has minimal frost to it. It definitely has a little bit of frost. I have been trying to use that more as a blush or as a topper to my bronzer, and I don't know how well you can see the both of them there as far as with the softbox. You can definitely see the top one shimmering a little bit, and then the bottom one isn't just a nice peachy tone. It has more of an iridescence to it, I would say, almost like a duochrome look, a sheen. I'll say it's a sheen. It's definitely not a shimmer like a typical highlight, not necessarily like the top one, which is incandescent, but it definitely has a sheen to it, so it looks light on the skin. This is quite expensive. I don't necessarily recommend this for everyone, but for me, especially because I have such high expectations of products, this was something excellent for me to try, and especially if I'm going to earn 4 times rewards points on it, then it was really worth it that time and that day for me to try. I have been loving it. I haven't really been getting that much use out of Dim Light over here as the other two. I've been using this daily under my eyes and around my nose to set any of my concealer, and I've been using this pretty much every other day in order to serve as a highlight. I find it gives just enough sheen or shine or shimmer to the cheekbones and down the center of the nose, and it's really very understated, not overdone, just a really nice highlight, something I can definitely get use of throughout the winter when you don't want to be as shiny or as dewy, and it's really appropriate for work, so I am getting a lot of use out of this. Keeping in the theme of powders, facial powders, I have literally recently just discovered this. I don't know what I was doing if I was living under a rock, but these are by Revlon. These are 2 of their blushes. They are called just powder blushes. Revlon Powder Blush. They don't have any special name. It's not like their Color Stay. So the one in my left hand is Naughty Nude, and the one in my right hand is Racy Rose. It seems that the top row in the store, in every store I've been to looking at these, is mattes, and the bottom one is almost a sheen, not a shimmer. They're not frosted, but they're kind of along the lines of Margin by MAC or Orgasm by NARS, and I don't mean in color and tone, I just mean in finish. So just to kind of give you an idea, Naughty Nude is kind of like a peachy, almost, you know, almost bordering on like a bronzy shade. It's definitely bringing out the red hues on camera right now. It's better if I bend it down a little bit. You can kind of see a little bit better. It's almost closer to skin tone. Racy Rose is, in my opinion, closer to Orgasm by NARS. It's definitely a little bit more pigmented than that, though, as far as the pink tones. These, to me, just look so healthy when they're on your face. They give you such a natural flush. You know, you can definitely see when the light hits it one way, more the pigment comes out. When the light is dead on, then you can see the sheen and shimmer to it a little bit, and the tone kind of fades away. I don't care how strong they look, or how strong they don't look, rather. I swear when they're on your face, and I'm actually wearing something different that I'm trying today, you just get such a healthy flush from these. Such a little bit of product goes a really long way. When I come home at the end of the day, I still have a ton of blush left on my face, and as I've said before, that's definitely an issue with me. But these are just really nice, healthy looking shades on the skin, and definitely just complement my skin tone and seem to be understated in complementing makeup looks, and especially with that Hourglass Ambient Lighting palette Incandescent Light as a highlight, it's really, really understated, definitely not overdone, and once again, completely work appropriate. And the last thing that I have been loving, when I find something and I love it, sometimes I go a little bit crazy, hence why I bought 2 of these in a week, and probably why I bought, I think, 4 of these in a week. I'm going to show you 3 of them. I'm going to show you the 3 colors that I am absolutely loving. I don't know if you can see, to be honest, A, this lighting, I know the tone of it can throw things off a bit, and B, I haven't freshened up my makeup and I'm at the end of a very long work day. But I absolutely love the color Jade in the Lorac palette and the Lorac Pearl palette. And unfortunately, I'm finding that on me, the color Jade kind of looks a little muddy in that it looks like this nice vibrant olive green in the palette, and then when I put it on my eyes, I feel like that vibrancy kind of gets lost, and by the end of the day, it looks almost like a dirty brown / black toned green, if that makes any sense. So I needed something to kick it up a notch, and I've been watching a lot of tutorials lately on YouTube, and I've been finding that people use these products a lot, and I had a couple, but I wasn't like thrilled with the colors, so I said, you know what, let me use it the same way they use it. So these are the L'Oreal Infallible Eyeshadows. They're the ones that are like a solid eyeshadow. They almost feel like a cream, but they work like a powder. It's a little confusing, I know. I still haven't totally wrapped my head around it. But what I did today, and because it's the end of the day, I don't know if you're really going to be able to see. Sorry that I'm winking at everyone. But I bought the one Golden Emerald, which to me is what I thought Jade was when I saw it in photos prior to purchasing the palette. And it's just this nice, vibrant, gorgeous, shimmery green. So I figured if I buy this, I can just take it at the end, put my finger in it, and just dab it right in the middle, and it would give me a nice, more vibrant green and use Jade as a base. So that is exactly what I did today. I can definitely say that some of that vibrancy is gone. It's kind of dissipated, as in the product has moved a little bit as the day's gone on. It hasn't creased, it's just that where I didn't necessarily put the shimmer, I see the shimmer now, but I also sometimes rub my eyes at work, so I don't blame the product. But I went ahead and I bought this in the Golden Emerald. I bought it in Smoldering Plum, and I bought it in, what is this? Midnight Blue. So all nice jewel tones that are definitely present or prevalent in the Lorac Pro palette. And I'm going to do some swatches. I did buy 1 or 2 more, but I'll just show you these 3. They're absolutely stunning. You rub your finger in them. They feel totally creamy, but yet a brush spreads nicely or works nicely on them as well. They definitely do last. I just, like I said, am not the best at not touching my face. And there you go. So you can see the amount of shimmer that they have in them. It's not necessarily a frost. I mean, I guess it would qualify as a frost, but it's just such a beautiful shimmer, and they're such vibrant colors. I literally just glazed my fingers over the product, and it feels like a cream to my fingers, but it applies absolutely like a powder, and it blends out like a powder. And so these are the 3 colors. That's Midnight Blue at the top, Smoldering Plum in the middle, and that is Golden Emerald. Yes, Golden Emerald at the bottom. So I've been having a ton of fun with these. As far as the Infallible eyeshadows are concerned, I do just want to give you a heads up that lately I've been into some of the Targets in my area, and they seem to be on clearance, some of the shades. I don't know if they're discontinuing them, changing the packaging, whatever it may be, or just eliminating some of the shades, just because I know it's definitely not all of the colors at all. But they're usually, from what I've seen, about $3 to $4 now when they have the clearance sticker, so I highly recommend these. And just for the price, the amount of use that you're going to get out of them, and the amount of product it takes to get the job done, I mean, you're going to have these forever. And I definitely think that if you're not going to use them on a daily basis, and you're not going to be careless and leave them open or necessarily expose them to moisture and bacteria, like I wouldn't wet a brush and dip it in here. I would dip a brush in here and then wet it. I don't think that with any extra bacteria or anything that these wouldn't last you as long as mine have lasted me, as long as you take care of them. So you would definitely get your money's worth in that situation. So that is it. That's all I have for you guys today. Those are the products that I am loving this week. I will be back next Friday as usual with my next week's Fab 5 weekly faves. If you like this video and you want to see more of my favorites in the future, please go ahead and give the video a thumbs up. And if you like what you see and you want to see more, please go ahead and subscribe if you haven't done so already. I will see you guys in my next video. Have a good weekend. Bye.